What is the future of online advertising? Let's start off with some recent late 2024 statistics. A recent publication by WordStream, published on the 10th of September 2024, said that Facebook is indeed the largest growing social media platform still in late 2024, and that in the past 18 months alone, the number of Facebook advertisers has doubled. Now, this publication goes into a lot of metrics. It goes into the average metrics and it compares Facebook with Google. So when you look at the average click-through rate for Facebook in late 2024, what we discover is that it's not very high. People expect their click-through rates to be a lot higher, like 5, 10%, to indicate that their ads are engaging, when in fact, the average click-through rate for Facebook across different industries, the average is 0.9%. So that ranges significantly depending on the industry. At the lower end, around 0.6 to 0.7%, we've got industries like finance and insurance and consumer services, and also job training and employment. And at the higher end, we've got legal and we've got retail. They're up around 1.6% click-through rate. Now, what about cost per click? Don't worry if the cost per click for your industry is a little bit higher, because if your ads are very engaging, you want to worry about the cost per result. For instance, cost per lead or cost per sale, because you could get a lot of clicks and no leads or no sales if those ads aren't very engaging. Now, at the higher end, this is all in USD, by the way, around $3 to $4, we've got employment and job training, finance and insurance, and home improvement. Those were the lower click-through rates, and they are also the higher cost per click industries. That indicates that it's going to be more expensive to get leads in those industries. So what we have to do is create very compelling ads. So despite the high cost per click and the low click-through rate, we are going to have a low cost per result nevertheless. And at the lower end, we've got apparel, retail, and travel and hospitality, all below 70 cents. Now, that doesn't mean that it's easier to make money in these industries. What that means is that it is easier to get cheaper clicks in these industries. But then converting those clicks into paying clients is another story. And that brings us to the conversion rate, up over 10% conversion rate, which is considerably high. We've got healthcare, fitness, real estate, and B2B services. Now, it's quite interesting that B2B is so high, because a lot of advertisers, a lot of businesses in the B2B space think that B2B is LinkedIn advertising, not Facebook. This publication completely rebuts that argument. And personally, myself, from our results for our clients, I can say that B2B advertising does indeed work on Facebook. A prime example of a big B2B advertisement that I've recently seen on Facebook and Instagram is Xero, the accounting software. And they are currently advertising 90% off for 3 months. They're all over Facebook every day, and they must be killing it in the B2B space on Facebook. Otherwise, they wouldn't still be advertising on there. And when you look in the meta ad library, Xero is currently running 160 ads. And that is the one I was talking about. If you're enjoying this video so far and you would like to hear more about marketing data, statistics, science, psychology, all of that juicy stuff that enables us to make the best data-driven decisions with our marketing and advertising, just hit that like button and subscribe. Now let's get back to it. Now at the lower end of the conversion rate scale, we've got retail, technology, and travel and hospitality. So it is going to be a lot harder once you get the click on your ad in one of those industries to actually get the customer or the client to convert. That means that you essentially have to get more clicks and spend a bit more money to get clients in those industries. And while that's okay for retail and travel and hospitality, for technology, the cost per click is actually $1.27 on average. So it is going to be more expensive to get clients in the technology space. That being said, when we look back at the click-through rate for technology, it's up over 1% at the higher end of the click-through rates across industries. So as you can see, taking any of these metrics on their own, out of context, really skews how we look at the data. And it's clear that the most important metric to look at is cost per result. Obviously, we want to look at all of the other metrics because if we are getting a higher cost per result, we want to see where it's going wrong. Is it a low click-through rate? Is it a high cost per click? What is causing this fluctuation in the cost per result? Now let's go through some of the industries. At the higher end, surprise, surprise, technology, $55.21 per result on average. And when we look at the other metrics together, we can see that the cost per result is so high because of a high cost per click and a low conversion rate. And while it seems obvious, I did mention at the start of this video that the number of businesses advertising on Facebook has doubled in the past 18 months. So competition at the moment is particularly fierce. Now, what exactly does that mean? It means a few things. That your cost per click may remain the same because the same consumers are probably clicking across everyone's ads. Instead of just yours and a couple of competitors, now it could be yours and 10 to 20 competitors. The cost per click may increase, but most importantly, what will increase the most is the cost per result. Because while you may get the same amount of clicks more or less, what will change is the amount of clients or customers that you actually close or convert. In a highly competitive industry, or one that starts off less competitive and then becomes more competitive, the cost per result will eventually rise. So running the same old engaging, compelling ads that used to work and used to convert really well may not work into the future. You have to keep coming up with fresh ideas, offers, promotions, and stay relevant. That's the biggest takeaway here. Other industries that are up over the 40 USD per result are finance and insurance, home improvement, and auto. Now let's look at one of these industries. Home improvement's one of my favorites because we've got a lot of clients in the home improvement space. Why is home improvement up over $40 on average per result? When we look at the other metrics, we see that the conversion rate is lower than other industries at around 6.5%, and the cost per click is particularly higher than most industries at around $3 a click. Now, if some of these results for particular industries may seem higher than you would expect or than you would like, rest assured, Facebook and Instagram are significantly growing in terms of their advertising presence. The intention here isn't to turn anyone away from doing online advertising because there are two more things you must factor in. First one is customer lifetime value. So how long is a customer staying with you once they sign onto your product or service? Or once they buy from you the first time? Are they buying from you, multiple times for the next 5 years or 10 years? And are they referring people to you, thereby increasing their value? The second metric is AOV. It's called average order value. So how much are you actually collecting from that customer or client when they do business with you? This is going to influence everything because if you are collecting 5,000 or 10,000 or 50,000 for one transaction compared with a business who collects $50 to $100, you can definitely afford to spend more to acquire a customer. And on September 30, 2024, WordStream came out with another publication on Facebook advertising and said that Facebook now has 3 billion plus monthly active users. The advertising options and the targeting options and the reach are endless. It's a limitless platform to advertise on, and you can do very well in any industry. If you need any help with your advertising, reach out to me. I'm Jason Cavallaro at Cavallaro Media. You can reach me by DM, by phone, or by booking a call with us using the link in our bio.